Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. And please allow me to pay my respects to the chairman and members of the Board of Directors of Help Lesotho, the founder and chief executive of Help Lesotho, Dr. Peg Herbert, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Right from the onset, let me express my gratitude to the Board of Directors of Help Lesotho, and in particular, Dr. Peg Herbert, for extending an invitation to me and the Princess to attend the 10th anniversary celebrations of Help Lesotho. I also wish to pay my respects to all those who gave and still continue with their full professional contribution and experience in order to ensure the success of Help Lesotho since it was founded 10 years ago. I hope that you will forgive me in delving into protocol matters, but I feel compelled to mention that as we begin celebrating the 10th anniversary of Help Lesotho, it is befitting and proper to extend our gratitude, respect, and compliments to the Chief Executive of Help Lesotho, Dr. Herbert. For her vision in establishing Help Lesotho. As we may be aware, Help Lesotho was established to give hope to those less fortunate than ourselves, particularly vulnerable children, the girls, youth, and grandmothers in the rural areas. Since its establishment in 2004, Help Lesotho has established centers which serve as a base for assisting hundreds of these vulnerable and needy members of our population. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in both the developed and developing world, there are skeptics who question the usefulness of philanthropic endeavors such as Help Lesotho. Questions are repeatedly asked whether or not they have achieved anything. My assessment is that we have achieved more than what one can expect within this short space of time. It will perhaps interest you to know that I have personally visited the center in the district of Leribe on a few occasions. Well, not because I come from Leribe. You should know that I also come from that district. And on a few occasions, and I have seen the good work that is being carried out by Help Lesotho. I have seen the happy faces of girls, such as Feleng, the young mothers, grandmothers, who otherwise would carry gloomy faces and lead a life of despair. In order to reap fruit, one has to sow the seed, which takes time to grow. And in some cases, it takes more than a decade to bear tasty fruit. Help Lesotho has begun yielding expected fruits, and this could not have been possible if it were not because of the generosity of the Canadian people some of whom are here with us today. On behalf of the needy, members of our society, and on my own behalf, I would like to thank you for your generosity. Distinguished guests, in marking the 10th anniversary of Help Lesotho, the organizers of the festivities have chosen the theme of gender equity. I have a feeling that those who chose this theme did so because they are familiar with the obtaining conditions in Lesotho with respect to the treatment of boys and girls. Traditionally, and even in modern times, our people value male children more than their female counterparts. It is argued that they carry the family name into perpetuity and therefore should be given preferential treatment over girls. On the other hand, female children are expected to get married one day and therefore carry the bloodline of their new families. With this notion in mind, the boy child is accorded higher status in the family and given preferential access to resources and opportunities. In recent times, there have been strong voices arguing for fairness in the treatment of both men and women alike. As a result, we now have a stand-alone ministry dedicated to addressing gender issues in Lesotho. Outside of governmental machinery, institutions such as Help Lesotho have realized that girls and women are burdened with the greatest share of disadvantages and are working hard to redress this inequality with the hope that girls and women will take advantage of the opportunities provided. We would therefore like to commend Dr. Herbert through Help Lesotho for her far-sighted efforts in promoting, in a practical way, gender equity and empowering women, particularly in the rural areas of Lesotho. As we have heard earlier, Help Lesotho has in place programs for about 10,000 girls, youth, young mothers, and grandmothers. These programs cover leadership development and provision of education, all of which have a heavy gender equity content. We still have a long way to go, but as the Chinese proverb tells us, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Over the last 10 years, Help Lesotho has done so much in promoting gender equity and empowering girls and women. Yet so much remains to be done. This is because redressing inequality is a process and not an overnight event. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in concluding my remarks on this happy occasion of celebrating the 10th anniversary of Help Lesotho, I would like to thank the Canadian people for their kindness of heart and for supporting the activities of Help Lesotho. Without your support and without the tireless efforts of the board of directors and Dr. Herbert, we will not be celebrating the achievements and contribution of Help Lesotho to the empowerment of women in Lesotho. We thank you most sincerely for your magnanimity and are hopeful that you will continue to support us. We are also touched and moved by the warm partnerships through school-to-school twinning initiatives and senior citizen associations that have been established between our respective institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, with these few words, I would like to take this opportunity, as we are already in the festive season, to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy, prosperous New Year. I thank you for your attention.